everybody, as play is back underway. That ball intended for the wide receiver Daniel Williams on 1st and 10. Brandon Silvers again at quarterback for the injured Zach Mettenberger. Went out in the first series of this football game. Silvers has had a big day. 18-24 for 195 yards and a touchdown as they work from inside their own 5-yard line. Stacy off the right side. Gets some breathing room out to the 10-yard line. A pickup of 6 on the play. Greer Martini on the stop.
Nice job by the up front guys, in a situation where, everybody's expecting you to have to run the football and able to run the ball productively for 6 yards. Now making it 3rd and 4.
Well, when it's blocked well, the running back presses the line of scrimmage and forces the defender to commit, and then he makes his move. Really good job, and that's how you get those big gains.
1-9 today now. This is a big conversion. We need a conversion here.
3rd and 4 for Silvers. To the back underneath. That's Stacy who gets past the line to gain. And that'll move the chains.
Your Texas route there, Maurice, again. Your little angle route by the running back.
I tell you what, and he's putting his foot, and then he gets out of it. Once he catches the ball, he reads the defense, is able to put his foot in the ground and cut. You see that? That's that Shady McCoy.
I like that cut.
That's that Shady McCoy now. Cut on a dime.
I like that cut.
That's that cut on a dime.
Yeah, I like that cut.
So 1st and 10 now for Silvers. Terrence McGee in the backfield, lining up left of the quarterback. Quick throw outside. Williams makes the catch and breaks a couple of tackles. What a physical play there.
Williams is a strong receiver here, as you can see. Ball's thrown inside.
Offside. Defense, number 91. 5-yard penalty. Replay, 1st down.
Well, I think Carter Schultz got a little seat on the bench for a little bit for lining up offside. So the Salt Lake defense continues to give these free plays and mental errors for Memphis.
Well, I just want to go back to Daniel Williams real quick. I mean, the ball's thrown inside. He catches it with his hands, breaks a tackle, and then gets to running again.
That penalty has been declined. The result of the play, 2nd down.
That's always the tough decision there. If you gain 8 yards, do you take 2nd and 2 or 1st and 5, Maurice?
2nd and 2.
2nd and 2.
And then I'm going to throw a shot on 3rd and 2 after I try to run and get it on 2nd
Correction.
and 2.
Yet again.
I'm going to go 1st and 5.
They changed their mind and have decided to enforce the penalty yardage from the previous spot. Replay, 1st down.
I'm going to go 1st and 5.
Apparently there was a differing of opinion on the sideline as well.
Well, they heard me up here.
Right? Well, you know Coach Singletary. You guys go way back.
So 1st and 5 now for Memphis on the 25-yard line. Terrence McGee gets the ball out to the left side past the 30 and the 35 and forced out of bounds at the 39-yard line by Cody Brown.
I was going to go back to the play before on the pass, the throw. The fact that Brandon did a nice job, Brandon Silvers, of changing the play. The running back was 8 yards deep. He didn't like what he saw in the defense. He went to the pistol formation, offset the back in the gun, and he threw the ball outside one-on-one. And here he does. He stays with the play, hands it off. So, again, nice job by this young quarterback of surveying the defense and getting them offensively in the correct play.
14 yards on the pickup. Terrence McGee now the lone setback. Off the right side, McGee. The 1 drags a couple of tacklers, picks up another 2 yards on the play. And will bring up 2nd and 8. Trevor Riley, the first Stallion defender on the play.
McGee is such the different running style between Zach Stacy and Terrence McGee. McGee is so explosive. When he puts his foot in the ground, you see the explosion. You see the way how quick he is, at 5'8", 213 pounds. That's a load to handle there.
Yeah, he played for the Ravens, so I spent some time coaching against him.
Wait, how'd y'all do?
Good.
All right. Okay.
Stacy in the backfield. The pass pulled down by Silvers, and then he is hauled down. There's that man again, Kurt Schultz, along with Carazola, who picked up his first sack last week against San Diego.
I think he poked the quarterback in the eye as well.
The running back here has to help this tackle. You can't allow the tackle just to go one-on-one with Carter Schultz. You have to give it some presence somewhere, either inside or outside to make sure the tackle knows it's coming. You have to do that.
I agree 100% with you. Again, very similar to his first sack. Upfield move and then work back underneath. Spin underneath this time for the sack.
Schultz came into the game leading the Alliance in sacks. Now has 7 on the season as Silvers works outside. The big wide receiver, Daniel Williams, 6'3", 200 pounds out of Jackson State. Steve Williams forces him out of bounds.
Yeah, Dan Williams got to learn to put this football away, though. He's making these catches, but put the football away. Don't leave it exposed out there, all right? Turnovers have been the difference in this half thus far in this game, ending up the first half as well.
You know, receivers like to be flashy with everything they do. They're trying to show you they caught the ball and how strong their hands are. Everybody watches Odell Beckham catch the ball and run through the field with the ball in one hand.
He flashed right beside me on the bench.
Yeah, I hear you.
Winslow, who has been booming it this afternoon, pins this one back inside the 5. Do we have a play? Oh, almost, and that's going to be a touchback. And the Stallions will take over on the 25-yard line. They lead it 19-9. More Alliance football from high above at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Welcome back to the Alliance of American Football. The Salt Lake Stallions lead it 19-9 with 2:22 remaining here in the third quarter. Josh Woodrum will take over at the 25-yard line.
180.
Joel Blonio in the backfield next to Woodrum. And he takes it down the field again. A wide-open wide receiver who just drops the ball. It's number 81, Sam Mobley. It doesn't get any easier than that, does it?
Both these quarterbacks have been victimized by drops lately.
Yeah, Coach, at this situation, we're going to have a long talk to our wide receiver core. It comes down to just focus. At the end of the day, you've done your job. You've done the hard part. You beat the DB. Clearly, you ran past him. All you have to do is just keep your eye on the ball, secure it, and let's move forward.
Mobley out of Catawba College as Woodrum works from 2nd and 10. Goes to his tight end. That's Denham. DeMarcus Gates makes the play after a 6-yard gain. And Denham comes up limping.
Yeah, he took a nice shot there on the hip and kind of got rolled up a little bit. But these tight ends have been doing a really good job of running these routes on this linebacking core. You have to give it to the OC, Tim Lapana, who said, you know what? Instead of running our head into the wall over and over again against this Memphis defense, trying to run the ball, we're going to spread them out and put them in space.
It's 3rd and 3.
12 men on defense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
Maybe that's why they played so well on this play.
It could have been.
12 guys out there?
Yeah, 12 guys, you know.
Never quite sure.
I
know there are a lot of substitutions, but never quite understood how that happens so much, whether it's in the NFL or the Alliance.
It happens because they call for a nickel group or base group, and they change in personnel, and the guy coming on the field doesn't communicate well enough. And then you go to line up, and you look, and then there's a guy right there beside you where you're supposed to be.
That's Leon Johnson, by the way, the right tackle who they're attending to on the field, but he's able to get up and at least leave under his own power.
Communication is key in anything we do in life. Marriage, football, working, whatever it is. You got to be able to tell people what's going on. Because if you don't, you're going to get these silly penalties, 12 men on the field or missed blocks where your quarterback gets hurt. All those things are important.
You remember those days, and I'm sure you had this, head coach, where you call for something, and the guy that's supposed to be out on that special teams play is over there getting a drink of water. He doesn't have his helmet. He's not paying attention. How often does that happen?
I never had that happen.
Oh, never had that happen? Come on.
Are you sure?
Coach Singletary getting a little explanation now what from the official what occurred. And this is something that is challengeable whether they had 12.
Now, do you think you win that argument when the Samurai Mike's there? I mean, or do you just go, okay, yeah, coach, whatever you want?
I think he's glad he's got those tinted glasses on.
It's interesting. These coaches argue, and you were in this position before. Have you ever won one of those arguments on the sideline?
No, you're just setting it up for the next one, Mark. You're giving your chance that you can win the next one. But actually, when I was linebacker coach for the Steelers, we played in Chicago the day Mike Singletary retired. And we took a whooping that day. That Mike retired, his last day in Chicago.
I'll tell you, the teams he played on, a lot of people took a whooping when they went into Chicago.
And they weren't having their best season, but they played their best that day.
Yeah.
All right, Mark Malone along with Marvin Lewis and Maurice Jones-Drew is Joel Buono now in the backfield with Woodrum. 2nd and 5 with just a little more than a minute 30 to play here in the third. Woodrum, screen outside, gets it to Truesdale, his 18th consecutive catch, makes a couple of guys miss, and dives out near the 30-yard line, and we've got laundry on the field.
You're going to get a clip here by the receiver trying to help out his buddy, but you can't hit the defender in the back.
I'm so impressed with Nick Truesdale and knowing his story and what a
legal block in the back.
Guy taking advantage
number 15,
of the Alliance.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Getting an opportunity to play football.
Second down.
That's Pearsonell there. You can see the wide receiver here coming in from the bottom left of your screen, who is called for the penalty. It's tough when you're just trying to help your buddy out.
Yeah, he's just trying to hustle and get back in position. Just got to take a little better angle there, Mark, to cut him off.
Both teams here in the second half have shot themselves in the foot with penalties. This brings up a 2nd and 12 now for Salt Lake. Woodrum from an empty backfield. Throws it out to the near sideline. Nobody home. Apparently a miscommunication.
Well, they doubled the tight end, and so in this situation, Woodrum's looking for Truesdale to come open, but he's getting in and out coverage. He has a guy on his outside and a guy sitting heavy on the inside of him, so he doesn't know which way to go. Kind of feels the pressure a little bit and tries to get it out to his running back, running a comeback.
You know, but again, this Memphis Express defense has kind of settled down since that first quarter and done a nice job here. Big third down.
3rd and 12, Woodrum quickly to the left side. Finds number 19, Jordan Leslie, who comes up short. DeMarcus Gates picks up the tackle. It's interesting about this Leslie kid as we take another look. You realize that his family took in a homeless future NBA star, a guy by the name of Jimmy Butler.
Really?
And he and Jordan Leslie apparently were high school basketball teammates, believe it or not.
Yeah, Jordan Leslie, you know, he had some productive games, you know, being on Cleveland's active roster.
Austin Rico to the 21. The ball fumbled and then picked up.
Good strong tackle down there.
Amir Carlisle, by the way, who put it on the ground but managed to recover it, and Memphis will take over on downs.
Jimmy Butler, you say, huh?
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. I don't know. If I was Leslie, I don't know if I'd be running around out there, Coach. I'd be hanging out with Jimmy Butler and part of his entourage.
Valet?
Maybe just pick up his phone. Maybe they're the phone guy, you know?
All right. If you look at the time of possession, and this has been an issue for Memphis, Salt Lake, nearly 15 minutes more of possession time so far in this football game, despite the fact that both teams have run nearly the same amount of plays. Silver, working from the 25, gets it outside quickly to Stacy, cuts it back inside, breaks a tackle, and picks up maybe a yard on the play.
Yeah, that ends up being a running play because he's throwing the ball back and into the backfield like a lateral. So that's a little bit of a dangerous play.
So that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. We'll step aside. Salt Lake leads it by 10. More action on the Alliance. You're watching. Welcome back to the booth, everybody. Mark Malone along with Marvin Lewis and Maurice Jones-Drew. We've got a 19-9 ball game as we get ready to start the second half. And despite being trailing by 10 points, the real story has been the quarterback change. Let's bring in Hall of Famer Terrell Davis, who's in the studio. TD, what do you think about this kid, Brandon Silvers?
Yeah, Brandon Silvers came in for Zach Mettenberger early in this game when he went out. And, he started off a little slow, but as the game went on, he got a little comfortable. And you can see how he started to really get comfortable and do some things that look really good. So I thought that he played well. They skipped Christian Hackenberg, which I was a little surprised about, but he's playing well. Give us some protections, a good running game around him, and he should continue to play well.
We take a look at Christian Hackenberg, who actually started the season and did not fare particularly well. 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. They went to Mettenberger, started a couple of weeks ago. He goes down in the opening series, and they turn it over to Brandon Silvers today. The kid out of Troy, who is second in Troy history with over 10,000 yards passing and 71 touchdowns, working from the shotgun. Down to the left side, almost intercepted by Gianni Paul. Dangerous pass.
Yeah, really, that's only the second time he's put the ball at risk out here this afternoon. And, to extend a little bit more on these quarterbacks, again, take a look at the crossing route here. And he just, he tries to put a little bit more on it and gets it behind. He throws it behind. He's got to throw it outside.
Well, Coach, before the cross route comes open, the running back chips on Carter Schultz. Finally, we've been calling for it all game. Finally, they do it. They listen. They do it, which gives time to get that crossing route to come open.
I would anticipate that again at the running back set over there this time again.
Silvers buys some time, works it down the far sideline, and gets it to his wide receiver. Kwan Ross, that's Daniel Williams, number 86, but he's out of bounds. And it'll bring up 4th and 11.
The pressure's coming around that offensive left side again by Carter Schultz because they don't chip on him. So he has to step up and then throw, and he delivers the ball a little bit too far outside.
I'd be chipping on that guy coming off the bus, putting the tight end over there, doing something. He's the leading sacker in the Alliance. Winslow with the punt from inside his own territory. Fair catch called for at the 30-yard line. And that's where the Stallions will take over. That's Mobley on the punt return. They'll mark it at the 31.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
One of the things in the Alliance, we're in week 5 now, and as Bill Polian and Charlie Ebersol thought, is the quarterbacks in this league, how important they were going to be. And literally, with only Orlando and Garrett Gilbert, every other team has significant snaps by 1 or 2 other quarterbacks thus far this year.
Taking a look right there at Justin Martin, the starting left corner, who is being helped off the football field. That will not help that Memphis defense. Memphis again finding themselves trailing 19-9 in this football game. So we've begun the 4th quarter. What would you do? What would you ask of Woodrum here in this situation? Because this Salt Lake offense, which was so good early on, seems to have stalled.
Yeah, it has. You see them with one back in the backfield here now, or actually they're back in their spread set as they started the game. So they're going to go back to quick passing.
Woodrum to the right side. Finds number 15. That's Pearson L. with a catch for a pickup of about 5. Terrell Bonds on the stop.
For me, if I'm Josh Woodrum, I'm going to go after that corner replacing Justin Martin. I'm going to go up top, too, because you've probably been on the bench a little bit. You haven't been in space for a while. Let's go take a shot and see if you're on your game, and we may be able to connect or get a penalty that can move this drive going forward.
Well, they are. They're beginning this 4th quarter just like they started the game.
Monday.
Empty backfield for Woodrum. Taking a shot down the football field. Tight coverage intended for number 19, Jordan Leslie, and there are all kinds of flags on the field. It was Jeremy Cottrell who was in coverage.
I think you might have been in that huddle, MJD, huh?
It's all about matchups, Coach. And we got a matchup here with a guy who hasn't been on the field. Let's put a guy to run by him and watch him panic.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Don't panic. You're in good position. Just play through the ball best you can.
Number 9. Spot of the foul, automatic first down.
The key element of playing secondary play at professional football is once the ball goes in the air, you have every much right as the receiver does. You have to become the receiver down the field.
In order to do that, though, you have to locate the football, don't you, Marvin?
Locate the ball, Mark.
Well, you're seeing a lot of kids in high school and college go from the receiver position to play corner now because it's such a big draw to have a guy that can locate the ball and go and get it.
Joel Buono now in the game, lines up as the deep setback. Truesdale, the wing to the left.
180.
Buono off the right side, gets through to the second level, untouched. Inside the 15, down to the 10, and out. At about the 10-yard line, Arnold Tarpley saves the touchdown. Pickup of 17.
Yeah, the Achilles heel of this defense has been against the rush, giving up about 140 yards a game coming into this football game. And you said it when they lined up that Buono was deep. And he's deep to have vision to hand him that ball, right, MJD?
That's right, Coach. The deeper you are, the slower everything goes for you when you get the rock.
180.
Buono again, deep, gets the handoff to the left side. Tripped up at the line of scrimmage, picks up about 3 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, he's got those toes at about 7.
Oh, you know what? One of the things when I watch running backs in the AAF, it's the ability to pick your feet up when there's trash around you is something that art that has kind of been lost in our game. Ropes. You remember those ropes they have on the? I remember Eric Bieniemy making us do it an hour before practice, and then he'd wonder why our legs would be tired and we'd be stumbling and falling all over the place.
It would be fresh when you're real.
2nd and 7. Guanyo over the left side, breaks a tackle inside the 5 and down to about the 3-yard line to pick up a 4 yards before Davis Tall, the middle linebacker, hauls down the Stallions running back.
There's good zone blocking here, MJD. Take a look at this now. This gets you excited.
Puts his foot in the ground, Coach. You're reading this guy here. As soon as he goes out, everyone goes out, put your foot in the ground, get north. That's all you want to do.
Double teaming up to those linebackers with those big men.